All right, welcome into the 15-minute weather. I'm meteorologist John Ziegler with meteorologist Courtney Aiken. We are, I'm abandoning you tomorrow, first off.
He is. He's going to be out for a minute. Much deserved vacation. So you're stuck with me.
A minute. They say that a lot in the South. It's been a minute.
Really? I
feel like they say that here too, but.
I thought they said it everywhere.
They do, but.
Then again, who's they? I don't know.
Yeah, we're they.
We're they.
We're definitely they at the grocery store. They said, here's what they said. We're getting ready for snow as well, rain and thunderstorms Friday and Saturday. So stick around for that. We're going to analyze this storm system coming in. It's a pretty big storm system. You usually get 3 or 4 of these type of Colorado lows coming in March. It's common. And then we play the game. Do we get storms? Do we get rain? Or do we get snow? And of course, we get all 3 in our viewing area.
Happy spring, right? It's that time of year. We're a little bit warmer, so the potential is there for snow among storms. Some of those could be stronger, especially to the south of us. So
also, the country itself is very active. When you look at day-to-day, the SBC Storm Prediction Center outlook every day, it's active. And they even have one for next Tuesday already. Super active start to severe weather season. We'll see if that continues. Our severe weather season is May and June, so we'll see if it continues. But we're going to be in the mixed precipitation category for this one.
Exactly, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But in the short term, it was really foggy this morning.
Yeah, fog stole the story. It also is going to ruin our temperatures a little today.
Yes, so as we get into the afternoon, those highs that we're forecasting, we probably need to shave a few degrees off of those. I mean, it's going to be a little bit cooler as a result of the fog. So you can just expect those clouds to linger near the ground for probably a few more hours. Again, though, they will gradually lift by later in the afternoon. We have rounds of rain by Friday and then possible snow Saturday morning. Take a look at visibility, though. You likely noticed this on your drive in. I certainly did. Visibility was cut down to less than half of a mile. So hopefully that didn't give you too many problems. But again, it's going to keep us on the cooler side into the afternoon. So we forecasted 52. That was before the fog really stole the show. So we may keep it in the even lower 50s for some spots, maybe upper 40s today. So yes, the fog will hang around a little bit longer. Overnight tonight, we have mid 30s. That's what we'll wake up to tomorrow morning. Cooler up to the north, mid-20s for Grand Rapids, 20 in International Falls. And then tomorrow afternoon, we do expect those clouds to really thicken up statewide. 54 is where we're expected to go in the Twin Cities. But again, it's an active pattern as we wrap up the week. We do have a weather impact alert, 6 a.m. Friday to 6 a.m. Saturday. So nice and simple, 24 hours. And we expect it'll start out as rain. There could be some embedded thunderstorms in there. And then we could see a transition briefly into a wintry mix before we see just plain snow early Saturday morning, and then it all exits to our east pretty quickly. I would just be flexible with your travel plans, especially late in the week, especially because this is a pretty large scale system. So this could impact you if you are planning on heading out of state. And then as we get into Sunday, we are expecting highs back up near 60, some sprinkles possible, and that's also the day that we spring forward. We can go ahead and take the 7-day full, and I'll meander back on over to the couch. But the main, I think, story is going to be that system as we wrap up the week. Friday into Saturday morning, your weather impact alert is going to be 6 a.m. on Friday to 6 a.m. on Saturday.
All right. Well, yeah, I think that Friday and Saturday could change quite a bit because I'm looking at it. I'm like, the temperature gradient, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, is pretty wild. 30s out west Minnesota and then 70s in La Crosse in Wisconsin. So we're going to be in the middle of that thing.
Yeah, and that's creates a lot of volatility in the environment.
You know, I love the good volatility word.
I'm bringing it back just for you.
I love it. Love the stock market volatility. We should start talking about the VIX index. It's a volatility index. It's fine.
It's fine. Moral of the story, it's fine.
Did you get fog like this in Texas?
Occasionally, yeah.
Okay.
You get really that Gulf moisture comes in, and then especially where you have the hills, it really settles in there.
Okay.
But I was surprised at just how thick it was
here
this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. The melting snow fog in Minnesota, the fog becomes no joke, and it jacks with your forecast.
Gotcha.
So-
I didn't even think about that. Melting snow.
Yeah, especially where the snow is melting and you got a lot of, like if we have a really deep snowpack, which we don't this year,
Right.
but you'll have it year here. I think back in 2022, we had like 30 inches of snow on the ground in March.
Which is wild because we've been sitting at a trace for the past week
Yeah,
or so.
it's just a dumb luck. I was in Madison that year and we had nothing on the ground in Madison, which is not very far from here.
No, it's not.
And Madison has more snow than we do this year. So it's just give or take. Anyways, the snow was over the mailboxes here. But at this time, so anyways, if that happens, then the fog is horrendous. And we had like terrible flooding. So anyways,
Not the case now, so that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
the case of March is just chaos.
Yeah.
It's so chaotic and so beautiful. But I guess,
And he's just going to leave us with it
no, I'm just going away for a little bit.
just for a little bit. He'll be back. Don't worry.
I'll come back. I'm going on a cruise and I'm going to sit in Florida for like a week. Just sleep.
Just sleep.
I
You
just
know?
want to sleep. I get an eye twitch for a year at a time. Sometimes my body's like, yo, dude, take a break.
It's well deserved.
Yeah, okay.
He'll be back. It'll be
All right.
okay.
Well, I'm excited you get Courtney all week next week. And the rest of this week and next week. So you got to watch. And I'm abandoning you for this 15-minute as well, so.
So that won't be as much fun.
No, when
that's
I
for
have to do
sure.
it, it's not as good. It's not as good as this. Okay, well, let's jump into the next forecast here. And we'll talk about really the transition into the next big weather system Thursday and Friday. So this was yesterday, 51. Now you see why I was excited for 55, right? You got to 51 yesterday. How do you not get to 55 today? Well, fog is always a wild card. Speaking of that was the third warmest day since January 1st. Now, by the time we get to Sunday, we got a chance for Sunday 60. It could be our first 60-degree day of the year. So you see the next 6 to 10 days, they are going to be on the warmer side, but you're already starting to see some of the cracks show up in the next 6 to 10. So Sunday's warm, Monday's warm, and then all of a sudden we start seeing the colder air seep in. If you get colder air in March, gear up. Now, let me just be completely honest with you. I think this March looks crazy active. Like, I don't know, I didn't look at the past 10 Marches, but I would guess this is going to be at least one or two most active Marches that we've seen. I see like 6 Colorado lows in the next 15 days. So, does that mean it's going to snow? It almost guarantees it's going to snow here. So, yeah. Why? Because when you look at the 8 to 14 day, we're colder than average. So, you're going to go colder than average and you're going to start dropping you're going to drop a Colorado low in here? Yeah, it's going to snow. I'd be stunned. Now, the other thing that we were talking about temperature-wise is the fact that March, it rips 16 degrees in 1 month. So that means every other day, the average high goes up 1 degree. Every other day, 1 degree. It also does that in April to May. Now, it slows in May because in May, you're just straight up warm. But from now until May 1st, for the next 60 days, so you go 1 week, you just live your life for a week, the average high went up at least 3 degrees. Think about that. That's a ton. In month of January, it doesn't go up at all. You're just stuck in winter. The transitions here happen very, very quickly. Okay, let's talk about some other things here. I want to get to the weather impact alert. We'll talk about the temperatures here quickly. I'll stop it right here, and this really explains, talk about this, and then we can kind of jump into it a little bit more. The temperature gradient is extreme by Friday afternoon. I mean, we've seen it worse. I actually looked last year at a system I was looking at. It was 80 in Iowa and 30 in Minnesota. But no wonder Iowa gets so many tornadoes, right? And the interesting part is we can't get that warm. There's deep snowpack in International Falls and Bemidji. So these storm systems cannot or will not travel to International Falls, right? So they'll ride mainly in Iowa. Like this one is classic setup.
Yeah.
Maybe it gets to the Twin Cities. It's not going to Bemidji. Like Bemidji's not getting tornadoes at this time of the year, right? So there's kind of this zone that it ends up falling into, but Iowa seems to always get it. So probably a bunch of tornadoes in Iowa Friday. Maybe not. I mean, I haven't looked at the tornado threats, but they're in the 70s, high shear environment.
I think they are at a level 3.
Right.
So.
Now, what typically happens up here is you see they get the squall line with the margin enhanced. Do we have that? Can I just go to it? I wonder.
It's in there somewhere. You got to keep going. I think it's after
We can
this.
go back. It's after this one?
Yeah, I believe
Does
so.
it go deep?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Maybe not quite.
Not quite.
South enough.
Okay, maybe we could take it quick. I want to show you this. So I'm just going to zoom out. So this is what we were talking about. So this is common. I notice this from the SPC all the time. So what ends up happening is they issue this huge, look at this huge, they already have an enhanced wrist. What this is you've got the low pressure center here, and this is going to be for our Friday. But I think this is a pretty classic look for a, where's the low? There's no low? Great. I get to use my drawing skills again. L for love, L. Oh, that's terrible. And then, okay, so.
Plot twist, I took the low out just because I know that everybody wants to see John draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's my warm front and cold front. There's my cold front shark teeth here. See them? Oh, that's weak. Hold on. Okay, now. All right, well, anyways. So they issue this. I need to change the color of this thing. This is a disaster. Hold on. All right, we're going to go with red. Okay, here we go. So there's my L. There's the warm front. And then, should I even change the cold front color? Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think you got to commit at this point.
Yeah, I'm definitely all in. All right, so, and then we're going to go black because that's, I don't know why. All right, so you get these, you get some supercells like out ahead of here and everybody gets all excited, right? But at the end of the day, the actual highest shear environment is right here every time. So what you end up getting a lot of times is the SPC will just warn the bottom side of this thing and they forget about the triple point. The highest shear environment of the entire system is always next to the warm front where you have the low level jet cranking over top of it, and that's gonna be Iowa, and it's always Iowa, or it's northern Missouri. So sometimes you'll get this you'll just get this random little circle in the rib. You'll see this big swath of enhanced, and then they'll just circle like a moderate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what they're circling is a triple point. Now they haven't done that yet, but I just assume that either they'll extend it, and if it's EF0 and EF1s, technically they don't have to go a higher risk. You can get 50.
That's true.
You can get 50 EF0s on the low, and it could be a marginal threat or a slight risk. Mm-hmm. So that's what gets confusing because they're only going to issue enhanced or moderate for stronger tornadoes.
Yeah.
But
And these are the things that I wonder if people know.
They
because
probably don't.
I forget this stuff.
It's so complicated.
Yeah.
Because you see the colors and your brain just goes to the color and you're like, oh, it's going to be worse there.
Right.
Well, they might just have a higher threat for damaging tornadoes. But
you still could get weak tornadoes even in the marginal area.
We could get 20 to 30 weak tornadoes and it could still be a slight risk because if they're weak. So anyways, how much time do we have?
I think we have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I probably should. You want to go do the future cast? You do a good job of keeping it moving. Here, go to the future cast.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, we'll jump over. Friday morning, it's going to likely be raining as you head out the door. Now, I do want to point out, too, that there's going to be breaks in the rain. It's not going to rain the whole time on Friday, but it will be a more active setup. We do have the chance for some embedded thunderstorms along with the rain, but we have that impact alert all the way through our Saturday morning because Friday night we see this little transition here into possibly a wintry mix. Then we just have that band of snow out to the north and west of the Twin Cities. This is where it could get interesting. You can see down to the south, kind of southeast of the metro, some more robust looking thunderstorms, at least on this particular model. So Friday's a night where you may want to have multiple ways to get those weather alerts. We only have that level 1 down in southernmost Minnesota. That's what we call a marginal threat. It's a level 1 out of 5. But like we just said, that doesn't mean that you couldn't get a couple of strong to severe storms. We are going to get the rain regardless, and your totals are going to vary depending on where you are. Could be up to about a ½ inch in the Twin Cities. Here is your 7-day forecast. Sunshine developing this afternoon, but of course it is foggy for now, and that will maybe bring the high temperatures down as we get into the afternoon. We have the impact alert Friday morning at 6 a.m. That's going to be with us Saturday, or until Saturday, 6 a.m.
Yay! Thank you for moving it along.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Course.
And have a great week.
Oh my gosh,
Crush
I'll miss
it.
you.
I'll miss
All
you.
right.
Go get it. Bye.
Bye.